am Josie Devlin, and welcome back to Swing Back Sunday. Reverend Penny is taking a little break, and she selected one of her favorite messages that's going to be delivered today. And it was originally delivered back in November of 2019, and the message is the spirituality of the to-do list. We hope that you enjoy it. You know, you can see all of our messages on our YouTube channel at youtube.unityofflagstaff.org. For more info and to donate, of course, go to our website at www.unityofflagstaff.org. And don't forget about our Helping Hands project this quarter as we collect food and take donations for the Flagstaff Family Food Center. You can drop off non-perishables off at the door of the sanctuary any day between 11 a.m. and 10 p.m. Check out the Flagstaff Family Food Center's website for some volunteer opportunities if you're looking for some. And together, we can feed Flagstaff. Also note that Reverend Penny will start having office hours from 9 to 6 Mondays and Thursdays at the sanctuary. She thinks you will have some free time to connect with you on those same days between 10 and 12. So stop by and say hello to her.
One little boy in Africa, he put a face on AIDS, told his story to the world till he died. And these are the words he said. He said, do all you can with what you have, and the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, and the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. Holy Mother from India, helping the sick and the poor. Somebody asked, why do you do these things? She said, this is what I came here for. She said, do all you can with what you have, and the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, and the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. This is a gift they gave to us to share wherever we go. Be the change you wish to see in this world. And now I understand what they wanted us to know. We can do all you can with what you have, and the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, and the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. can. Holy Mother from India, do all you can. Be the change you wish to see in this world, do all you can. Do all you can. Do all you can. Do all you can. Do all you can.
So, Penny's message today, the spirituality of the to-do list, got me thinking about that, and you'll hear her message real soon, but I'm supposed to be inspirational right now. So, I was thinking about that, and it's like, yeah, just think about all the things that we do. It's because we have to, or is it because we need to do it because we love the person we're doing it for, or we love the way we live, or those types of things. So, in the daily word for today, it says, I am prosperous as I enjoy my daily blessings. I am comfortable with the person I see in the mirror as I begin my day. I am filled with energy and enthusiasm for my work, my recreation, time with family and friends, or time for learning and reflection. My gratitude grows throughout the day as I take part in activities I enjoy and spend time with people I care about. As I prepare for sleep, I am grateful for the blessings of a day well lived. More than money or possessions, prosperity is an awareness of well-being. My ability to enjoy simple blessings, I strengthen my prosperity consciousness as I bless and appreciate my home, my friends, my family, and my work. I increase the flow of abundance by sharing my time, talents, and treasures in service to others. And I believe they forgot to put in there that we're blessed to be able to do our to-do list. So the next time you have your big list, look through it and consider how blessed you are that you have the ability to do that. Thank you.
Some of you may have heard this little story, but some of you may not. So those are the ones I'm banking on. So Mr. Jones is sitting at the edge of the forest on a stump. And for 3 days, he's sawing at this log. And he's sawing and he's sawing. And Mr. Smith would walk past him every day. He'd think, what are that guy's doing? So finally on the 4th day, Mr. Smith says, hey, what you doing? This guy looks up a little frustrated. Mr. Jones says, well, I'm sawing this log. And Mr. Smith said, well, I'm just curious. What's taking you so long? Goes back to sawing. He's a little irritated to be interrupted, of course. And he looks up and he says, well, my saw blade is dull. Goes back to sawing. And Mr. Smith said, well, have you thought about sharpening the saw blade? And Mr. Jones says, I'm too busy sawing this log. Ever be there in your life?
Yeah.
A little busy to stop and sharpen the saw. I love that story by Stephen Covey. It covers a whole lot of things. And today, what we're going to talk about is to-do lists. And Trina has something that she wants to share with you that leans into that topic. My friend,
Should I just stand up or be on note?
You just do, or get on the camera and let them know what we have to say today.
Wow, I get to be on camera. So I wrote this when I was 12 and I was bored in church, which was a favorite activity of mine when I was bored in church. It's called All I Have to Do. She made the sunshine and the stars. I changed it to she, by the way. I wrote he when I was 12. She made the sunshine and the stars, and then she made the dust. She made the folks who make the cars, and even made the rust. She made it all so much to learn, to use or to destroy, and ask for nothing in return except we might enjoy. So I'll soak up the crimson sun and stars in midnight blue, 'cause enjoying what God has already done is all I have to do.
Okay, somebody may be after my job. Anyone out there with a to-do list? If you don't have enough of your own, let me know, because I've got plenty to share. You've heard me say this before, to-do list of to-do lists and indexes of those to-do lists. I pride myself in to-do lists. I see that face. You're one of me. I know that. As a general rule, to-do lists really don't have a whole lot to do with or strike a spiritual chord in most of us. In fact, sometimes I have to just go through and compile all the to-do lists so that I don't feel so overwhelmed. How about you? Holidays are coming. Bring on the lists. It doesn't matter if you're celebrating the holidays in a quiet, personal way, or you're out partying and attending everything you have the opportunity to attend. There's always more to do as we move into this time of the year. Even if it's to decline the invitations. Lists, to-do lists. For me, because I try to focus on my spiritual life most of the time, it is rare that I sit with my to-do list and appreciate them for the spiritual activity that they represent. Now, put air in the tire, gather items for bulk trash, get ingredients for soup, look at your calendar, take a trip to Seligman for hospice, whatever that list may be that you're carrying around. It's just not often that we see the spiritual element of that list. And today, that's what you're being invited into. Now, if you don't have a to-do list and this doesn't fit you, I apologize in advance. And like I often say, I want to meet you after service because I want to know how you do that. I want to know how you move through this life. And if you are being spiritually aware, how you reconcile being in the now moment with your to-do list. How do you do that? The spirituality of the to-do list, and I don't know, yes I do, I was surprised when that concept dropped in because I was tired of hearing myself tell people how busy I was or am. And I am, and so are you. But I was tired of hearing myself talk about my to-do list. And I started badgering myself with Eckhart Tolle telling me to live in the present, be in the now moment. And I said, have you seen my to-do list? Do you live in this life? What planet are you on? How does that apply to real life? What is it that I'm teaching on Sundays anyway? Am I telling people to step out of their to-do list and the things that they are supposed to be taking care of so they can be in the present moment? Yes, that is what I've been saying. Completely isolating the spirituality and the spiritual elements of my to-do list because I hadn't sat down long enough to look at it and see that every one of those items can be translated into a spiritual action. Now, this may not be news to you guys. It was news to me. I had not run across that concept. And in my meditation time, I had a really verbal argument with Spirit about this. I said, really? You're going to make me try to reconcile those two phases of my life? But I'm so happy with them being in separate rooms, because then I can feel the frustration of an incomplete to-do list at the end of the day, and I can badger myself into doing more the next day. And then I can go into my meditation room and I can be in the present moment. How about you? Does it ever happen for you? David Allen wrote, "Getting Things Done." And if I were to be honest, which I try to be frequently, it's the other Bible for me. Getting things done. He's the guru of time management. And this is what he tells us. We can rename our to-do list to our opportunities. Each day is a treasure chest filled with limitless opportunities, and some days they're more limitless than others. Take joy in checking many of the opportunities off your list. I don't know about joy, but I can tell you when I lay my head down on my pillow at night, I still hear that voice of my biological father that says, "What did you do today?" And he didn't mean, who did you play with? Where did you go? What kind of fun did you have? He meant, what did you do today? As if there is some kind of work I have to do to earn the right to be the child of God that I am. And I'm not saying that didn't work for him, but I found that it is less peaceful than I am choosing to live. David Allen talks about, and I am the great defender of to-do lists, and he talks about people like that and how attached to the to-do list that we are. And so he empowers us. He empowers us with tools and methods. This is what he gets paid to do. I hear all the time that I should be rather than do. I hear all the time that I should be in the now moment. I remember many years ago I was lamenting about how many things I have to do. I think I've been doing that a long time. I think I just have always done a lot of things so I could talk about how many things I have to do. Sometimes I really question my motive behind that. Sometimes being busy is who I see myself as. Do any of you suffer from that, or is this just all on me? Is there more I can do? Is there something else I can take on? But I have all these divine thoughts. But I have all these ideas. My poor board just goes, whoa. And they love me, and they empower me, and they empower this community. But it can be a little overwhelming when I'm trying to be my spiritual guru self of being in the now moment. And so someone said to me when I was lamenting, have you ever wished you could take something back that somebody else said? Have you ever wished that? Yeah, I still wish that about this statement. You do realize, Penny, that you have the same 24 hours in a day as Einstein, as Stephen Hawking, and as Jesus. Nice. That helped. After I muddled through the guilt of that, and I could try to come out on the other side of it, what I realized was in common was that these individuals had captured what was theirs to do at a soul level, and they made the most out of every hour in that 24 hours. They became the expression that they were called into by capturing that knowing. And that happens to be one of the tools that David Allen tells us in getting things done. Capture everything you have to do. I'm going to have to borrow some paper. Capture everything you have to do. Capture it. Because in capturing it, from a logistics perspective, it really is a lot less overwhelming once you look at it. It's not near as bad as you worked it up in your mind, at least not in mine. And from a spiritual perspective, capturing all that we are to do as spiritual beings is the invitation. To capture, not complicate. Does anybody here ever complicate anything? You know, there's a whole nother talk in there about needing to feel important. We'll talk about that later. But to capture our to-dos. You want to know what your priorities are? You want to know? Look at your life. What are you doing? Where do you spend your time? Where are your thoughts? You want to know what your priorities are? Look at your life. You want to capture what at a soul level is truly important to you? Like Bruce said today, about not just doing, not just the what. You want to capture that? Look at your life. You're wondering what it is? What are you producing? Where are you showing up? How do you feel at the end of the day when you lay your little head on the pillow? Are you overwhelmed? Are you tired? Are you invigorated? Are you energized? What of those tasks that are on that captured list feed your soul? Now we're talking about a to-do list that we can live with, that we can live in, that we can be present to, that we can own, because it is the expression of who we're called into. A to-do list. Who knew? Who knew? By capturing everything from a spiritual perspective, that you know from the silence, from the meditation, from the walk, from wherever it is that you connect, that it is clear to you what is yours to do. It starts to minimize your to-do list. It truly does. Think of the 3 most spiritually satisfying things you did this week. Got them? Ooh, did you hear that? You feel that in the room? Doesn't that feel good? Think of the 3 most spiritually inspiring things you did this week. And for those of you who are sitting there saying, I can't think of one thing that spiritually inspired me this week, man, I was busy. This is what I offer up to you. Think of the theme of who you are. Now reevaluate the things you did. Was it being kind? Was it being peaceful? Was it just showing up and being present? What were those things that you might not see as accomplishments, but that spoke volumes of who you are? Put those on your to-do list. And the next thing that David Allen tells us after capturing is to clarify. What is important? What is? I mean, what's really important? Now, I'm not saying that it means that we don't do the things we need to do. But what if you took a moment and you looked at that list and it said things like, buy kitty litter. It said things like, prepare soup. Once you clarify what really lies behind those items on that to-do list, it says this: love your animal. It says this: feed your soul and the bodies of the people that you love. That to-do list becomes your proclamation of who you are as a spiritual being. It's no longer just a task list. It's a I am list. It becomes a gift and an opportunity to express who you are through the mundane things of everyday life. Clarify them. Be aware of what they are. On my opportunity list, it says pay the bills. Really? So now I'm going to see the reconciliation of the spiritual movement of that? I am. because I am abundant. It's not just pay the bills. I want financial security and peace in my life, so I get to pay the bills. I get to go to work. I get to be the expression of God in this particular action that's on my to-do list. What is your motive for those things that you're doing? That's what we're talking about here. What is your motive? What's driving that at a soul level, not just a task level? After all, we are co-creators with God. And when you start to clarify what is yours to do, you will step into that expression, and those mundane events become a God action. And it makes that to-do list so much more fun. And then we organize those thoughts, and we organize those items around the thoughts that we have of those items. Yes, it says grocery shop on the list. And all the white space around it says, cook, Penny, it brings you joy. What does the white space say around the items on your to-do list? Organize that thought. You know, that feed yourself and love to sustain life, those could become the definitions. And then we're asked to reflect on that list. When was the last time you sat down with your to-do list and you said, I think I'll reflect on this. I think I'll take this little to-do list into meditation with me today. Reflect on it. Let the tasks become some of your favorite things, because they are an expression every day of who you are. And because you have clarified and you've organized and you've looked at them, you know what you're called into. So I offer this thought up to you today. What if your to-do list actually became your prayer list? We have a prayer box. I would love to see somebody's to-do list in there. I hold it all in the light. I see God in every moment of it. I don't know that I'm encouraging that, but it would be fun to look at. Lists can become prayer. And the right mindset for those mundane acts become a way of connecting with God and expressing your Christ consciousness through those acts. How do you feel about that to-do list now? Make it a prayer list. Give yourself the opportunity to connect from moment to moment. And Eckhart Tolle will be so proud of you to look at that to-do list and be in the now moment with it, of the expression that it gives you the opportunity to be. And then engage. So what that means is we don't just get to sit in meditation with our to-do list and those things are just going to get done. Because that's just not the way, at least that's not where my consciousness takes me. I have to get up out of the chair and I got to go do it. I love having that fire in my house. I love having Matt come and split wood for me so that I can build this warm, cozy fire. But what I noticed is I can sit in my meditation room all day long and it doesn't get built. And my little kitty just hasn't figured out how to do it. I have to get up and I have to engage in the process. And because I have sat so clearly and gotten so clear and I have so organized my thoughts around what is mine to do, it just starts to happen like that. And God says, thanks for getting out of the way, Penny. Because that to-do list was your opportunity to open up where you can express yourself today as me. Thanks for doing that. And that to-do list is becoming some of your favorite things. Even stop and get gas in the car. Even cleaning the litter box. It's an expression of God, and you just can't get out of it. It doesn't matter how many to-do lists or how many lines you draw. Between those two, your spiritual self and your human self doing things, God is in all of it. We get the opportunity to redefine that to-do list. We get to make those some of our favorite things. And I appreciate you letting me process this. I was tired of hearing myself say how busy I am. I appreciate you for letting me do that. And now it's on your to-do list. Namaste.
When I was a boy, each week, Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, everyone kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine, water is not so small. An even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out how things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
for joining us for Swing Back Sunday. We hope that you have enjoyed it. Be sure to join us next week when Reverend Penny will be back. Her message next week is taking the high road, or at least setting your GPS with that intention. And remember, next week is our outdoor service at mine and Matt's house. Reservations by reservation only, so make sure to go to the website if you want to sign up to attend. And remember, for more information about the ministry in general, go to www.unityofflagstaff.org. Namaste.